Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Renee and I'm so glad that you made it to step 4. In this video, you'll be hearing from our lead pastor, Pastor Tony. You will learn what it looks like to be part of a team here and find your place of contribution to serve. Watch the video and open the PDF for part 4 or print it out to guide you along the conversation. We have so many teams that you can serve on and I can't wait for you to find yours. I will see you right after this.
Welcome to the final stage of our growth track journey together. This is session 4, the last session in our growth track. We started the journey, session 1, by talking about being family, and it focused around the whole thought of belonging, finding your place in the family of God. Session 2 was all around knowing God better and intimately and building relationship with God, growing in our believing. Session 3 was all about living on purpose, for purpose, and living with purpose, about becoming everything that God has designed you and I to be. Our last session pulls it all together, and this one is around the key word build, where we're really encouraged to play our part on a team, play our part in the church family. In this session, it's all about what do we do with the gifts that God has given us and the personality and the passion that God has given us. Where can it find a practical expression in terms of being a part of God's church family? In 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 10, it says this: God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. So it's our biblical mandate and instruction and goal that we would not only understand our gift and find our gift, but we would use our gift to serve each other well. So as a member of a team at Impact Church, we're called to, firstly, connect with new people. People are what matters around here. They matter to God and they matter to us. So firstly, every team member is called to connect with new people and with people regardless of what team they're on and the task they play. Secondly, we're called to build relationships with the people on our team. And so we want to know the people on our team and do the journey with people, the faith journey with the people that are on our team. Real life change happens and real leaders are developed when we take steps towards intentional connection and relationships. Thirdly, on our teams, we ask people to be empowering, so to empower each other. We are a people of purpose working together on purpose. So we want to empower people in the purpose that God has on their lives. And then fourthly, one of the fun parts about being on team, we're here to celebrate the wins. Here to celebrate the wins. There's nothing more powerful than a life changed by Christ, and so we're here to celebrate that every week, every day. We're here to celebrate the wins that we have on teams. So let me talk to you about some of the game-changing teams that we have here at Impact Church that you could be involved in as a part of the expression of the personality you have, the giftedness that you have, and the passion that you have for you to explore different opportunities of how you might like to be involved. One of our big teams, which is a team that covers a lot of areas in our church, is our creative team. Now, our creative team, they are charged with the responsibility to create atmospheres of worship during our services and visual content for our online and social media platforms. And so it's a team that includes several umbrella teams. So if we start with production, first of all, our production team, we have people that are responsible for the lighting that happens on our in-person services, for all of our sound equipment operation, for the operation of cameras, for recording and for recording and live streaming our online services, stage managers and different aspects of running our online campus for our online community. All of that happens under our production team. And so if you're a techie person, you love playing with that kind of machinery and being creative with that, maybe that's a spot for you to explore on our creative team as part of the production management of what we do as a church. Then we have our promotions team, which is also under the creative team. They're responsible for our social media, our post and engagement with people on social media, which is really important in today's day and age, that we be engaging people socially on those different digital platforms. Our web developers and designers and people that update information and data on our web pages, that's also an important team that comes under our promotions. Graphic designers, people that just make us look good and shape things, have a real gift to do that. If that's you, we'd love for you to be a part of our promotions team under the umbrella of Creative Arts. And then finally, creative, under that banner, we put our musicians and our vocalists, our singers and our worship leaders, those that are on stage. And so that's another big part of our creative team is our stage team. And if you're a singer, if you're a skilled musician, we'd love for you to explore becoming a part of that team with us, as God's given you those kind of gifts. We don't want people that are amazing in terms of singing and playing instruments sitting in the congregation and not allowing the church to be blessed by those gifts. God's given those gifts and talents for a reason, and they're to be shared and used to bless each other. Then we have our connections team. The goal of our connections team is to create an experience for people that come to church, an atmosphere that starts from when they park their car to when they get involved with what we're doing on our platform, and then after service also. And this team kind of includes functions like our new connections for people, helping people just engage and connect with church right up front as a new person, making them comfortable, maybe taking them to a Connect Lounge, or engaging with them some way online if it's an online engagement, just to help people connect and understand the process and fill out a Connect card so that we can follow people up and help them get established in church life. People that might be involved in our Next Step Zone, which helps answers questions for people about how do I get involved in church, or what's a growth track all about, and those kinds of questions. We then have a Connections Lounge, which is a special area designated for new people when they visit our church and first start coming along, where we just have some amazing coffee and beautiful food that we share, and we have hosts that work those areas for us and look after people and serve food and make coffee and just make people comfortable. If you're a people person and you have that kind of gift, we'd love for you to be involved in that area of church life. We have practical teams in our church. So if you're a practical kind of guy or girl, then our maintenance team is always a team in big demand to help our church look good both inside and out. There is so much activity that's required of us in terms of maintaining our facilities and what we do in our different spaces and rooms. And so it includes looking after our facilities, the odd bit of painting that happens here and there, repairing of different things. If you're a tradesman that can help in those areas, we'd love to have you involved in this team. Landscaping, in terms of our gardens and just caring for that, and weed control, and just those practical areas that need to be done that make a statement to people that say we care. And so we'd love to have you as a part of those teams. As I said, skilled labour for construction and painting and tradesmen. If that's you, we'd love for you to be a part of those teams if that's what you would love to do as an expression of serving God in your local church. One of the big teams in our church and one of the key and core areas of team is our hospitality, because food is such an important part of the way we do the journey here at Impact Church. So we have a cafe in our foyer that after services, it kind of provides the service after a service and helps people engage and build connection and family. And so it's an important area where we serve great coffee. So if you're a barista or you'd like to become a barista or serve in the cafe area, we'd love to have you as a part of that team, just brightening up the after service environment for us, or involved in our kitchen. We've got a commercial kitchen that provides food for all of our gatherings, and if you're a foodie, if you're into hospitality, if you're a great cook, or you just want to assist in that zone, then once again there's a lot of room in our hospitality team, should that be the thing that really lights your fire. People teams that we have, our Connect Group teams are a team that is always needing more strength added to it. You might like to become a Connect Group leader. And look, literally anyone can become a Connect Group leader in our church. to be a member of our teams, it's a requirement that you have a child safety card, and so if you're a safe person, we'd love to invite you to be involved. And you could lead a Connect group if you'd like to be involved as a leader, or you might like to host one in your home and just gather people. You might not want to be the leader, but you're quite prepared to open your home and your table and host people and look after people. We'd love to have you as a part of that team. Then we have kind of the department areas that always need lots of help and people serving in team. We have our kids area, we have our youth ministries area, and our young adults team. And so those three different generations of groups always need an investment, particularly our kids and our students. Our kids ministry runs consecutively on a Sunday morning with our church service, and we want a dynamic team of people looking after our kids. We want fun people, we want happy people, we want spiritual, practical people to be involved in those areas to help kids move life forward. And so if that's you, we've got areas of service in our creche, looking after the bubbies and toddlers, and then our kids church, looking after the primary school age kids, and then our high schoolers, 12 to 18 years of age, they meet on a Friday night, and so we want young adults looking after them also. So lots of room around those department area teams for people to be involved in kids, youth and young adults ministries and those teams. Then we have our charity as a church, which is a very important component of our church and teams. We have Impact Care Services, which is our charitable arm, and one of the major areas of Impact Care Services is our food co-op, which opens several days during the week. And we make food and groceries available to people at very, very cheap prices, and we service some 10,000 plus people a year through that shop that we run, and we run it primarily on volunteers. So we always need assistance for people, driving trucks, driving vans to our suppliers during the week, early in the mornings. You might have a couple of hours you could offer. We could always use help there, or stocking shelves, or just cleaning up, tidying up, helping serve people, helping the shoppers, whatever aspect it might be. It's a hands-on, practical service ministry area that makes a real difference in the lives of people. So maybe you're retired, or maybe you just got some time on your hands during the week and you can serve in that area of church life. We'd love to hear from you. So there are so many teams in church that we have as opportunities for people to serve, and then there's teams we don't yet have that we will have in the future, that you may be the face and the person that will start those teams up. And so if you have a particular interest or bent on a certain area that you'd like to see church get involved in, just let us know, talk to us, we'll explore, and we won't say no to anything that's going to help move life forward and reach people and make life better for people. I want to talk to you for a moment about the cultural responsibilities of our team members and our teams, because it's very important that people know how to behave and engage on teams, the kind of attitude we want people to have on our teams, because our teams are important to us, our volunteers. They're the major contributors to the life of our church. And so this is what we want in terms of our teams and the attitude of people on teams. Firstly, I want people to have a can-do attitude, to be a can-do person. You know, it's so easy to be ruled by what we can't do, or what we think can't be done, what we can't afford, ruled by what we don't have time for, or what we just can't literally do and achieve. We need people on team that can do, and they are the kind of people that have a can-do attitude, and they're can-do people, because can-do people see opportunity, can-do people see possibility, can-do people see creativity, and can-do people dream. And they can find a way to do it and make it happen. So as pastor, I really want can-do people on our teams. Secondly, I want people that approach team as this is not my job or a job that's given me. This is my life. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I get to do this, and I have this amazing privilege of serving and the opportunity to serve. It's not an obligation. It's something that I have the privilege of doing and serving. So serving it's my calling. It's how I live. It's who I am, servant. Paul would introduce himself, the great apostle, when he wrote to the churches, he would introduce himself as Paul, servant of Jesus Christ. And that's who we are. Paul wrote to Timothy in 2 Timothy, he says this, God has saved us and made us his holy people, that was not because of anything we did ourselves, but because of what God's purpose and grace was. That grace was given to us through Jesus Christ before time began. And so literally, we are saved for a purpose, we are called for a purpose, and we are graced for a purpose. It all revolves around purpose. And when we live called is what we do. It's not just a job. We're literally called. Jesus spoke about our service and connection and relationship with Him as team, as God followers. And He says this in John 10. He said, I'm the good shepherd, and the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. And He goes on to say that he who is not the shepherd, one who does not own the sheep, when he sees the wolf coming or the threat coming to the sheep, they're out of there. And Jesus literally calls them a hireling because they run. A hireling is just there for a job, an opportunity. And that's not what we want to have in our teams. We don't want the spirit of a hireling. And we're not here just to do a job and then move on to the next thing. Our plan is always to be here for the betterment of other people and to build with people that are filled with purpose. Purpose for our house, for God's house, and particularly our house here, Impact Church. A hireling spirit won't stand with you in times that are challenging and dark and difficult or tough. But those that live saved and called for a purpose, they're in it for the good and the bad times and the difficult and challenging times and everything in between. They're just in it, and they see it as a great opportunity to serve God and serve other people. In our church, we support the culture. We don't import it. That means that we're intentional about the voices that we allow influence our culture. Here at Impact Church, we're intentional about the kind of music we sing and the songs we sing. It's not about someone's personal preference. We're literally intentional about the theology that we carry and teach and preach, and intentional about how we do our Connect groups and what Connect leaders impart to our people. We don't want and don't allow voices that are not a part of our culture. Jesus was very strong on this, and He said that my people know the shepherd's voice, and they will follow the shepherd's voice because they know Him and they recognize His voice. They won't follow the voice of a stranger. They'll run from the stranger because they don't know the voice of a stranger. We are always, we will always challenge in our church strange voices, because strange voices sometimes come from friends. They sometimes comes from family, from culture. We don't allow contrary voices to lead our culture. Or our people to be led by contrary voices. And so our leadership culture is all about people's hearts, people's heads, and people's hands. We want to connect with hearts first. We want to be connected by heart. Then we want to engage heads. We want to educate and inform people about how we do this. And then lastly, we want to release hands. We're slow to release hands because I think hands are most effectively released in service once hearts and heads are connected and engaged. So we serve out of relationship, not routine, and we develop strong relational connections because it's relationships that will hold you and support you and strengthen you more than routine ever will. Literally in our church, no friendship, no function. No friendship, no function. We need to like the people that we serve with, not just serve with them, but walk with them. And that's the kind of teams that we want to have here at Impact Church, where it's not just our job, but it's our life and it's our calling. Thirdly, we want teams that will serve the Lord with gladness. We want people to enjoy what they do, not to do it with the spirit of sadness or madness, but gladness. Love what you do and do what you love. And when you love it, the truth is we love it, because gladness brings strength, whereas sadness brings suckiness. When we don't serve the Lord with gladness, we start to think minimums. And minimums say, what time do I have to get here? Do I have to come? Do I have to bring my wife? Do I have to do this? Do I have to stay very long? I want people to develop a want-to attitude, not a have-to attitude, a get-to attitude in this opportunity to serve, not a sense of obligation. And so we really want people to enjoy the journey. Fourthly, we want a culture here where empowerment starts with me. And so I'm here to empower people is the attitude we want every team leader and every team member to have. We're here to empower up, down, and all around. In other words, we show initiative We show initiative in the way that we serve, and we're here to help everyone be bigger and everyone be better. Fifthly, we need to understand that what we're a part of is bigger than the part we play. And so no matter who we are, the moment we think our part is bigger than what we are a part of, it starts to destroy culture and it breeds separation. So understand that what we are a part of, the church and the kingdom of God, it's bigger than the part I play. And the same for our church. What we are a part of, as in the kingdom of God, is bigger than the church that we are. And we have to think and behave that way on teams. Sixthly, I want spirituality on teams that's attractive. I don't want ugly, mean-spirited Christians, legalistic Christians, or judgmental Christians. There's no attitude for that kind of thing in our space of serving God. Service is described as a grace. There's a grace, and grace makes it beautiful, pleasurable, and attractive in the way that we serve God. So we ask our teams to carry Jesus' name well and to always understand we are His hands and His feet. So we're here to do this in an attractive way. Number 7 is an important one. As teams, we're not on the gossip train. We're not talking about other people. We're not getting involved in other people's worlds in that way. We're not interested in the gossip of what's happened in another church or your last church or someone's ministry or whatever it might be. We're here to build up, not destroy, not contain, but to release. And so we do that by being big-spirited people, is the kind of people that we want to be. And then lastly, number 8, in terms of the culture of our teams, we need to think like this, that I am one of them. I am one of them. It's not a matter of them and us, bosses and workers, upstairs, downstairs kind of thought, or them and us. We all want to locate ourselves on the same page. No matter whether you're a team leader, whether you're a pastor, or how long you've been in the place or will be in the place, the part that we play and the attitude that we have is we're all in this together, we're a team, and together each one achieves more. So we are one of them. That's the kind of culture that we want to have. So to close off our growth track, the steps that we want you to take, next steps is we want to connect you in a ministry area of serving to make church a more fulfilling experience and journey for you, and to make it more fruitful for our church family also, that you can find your place. And so we'd love for you to contact us, send us an email and get to us and let us know that you'd like to be involved, particularly if you're online, you're part of our online community, that you'd let us know your availabilities and your skills and interest areas in serving our online community maybe. If you're in person, then how you could be involved in one of the teams that we've mentioned today for your involvement. And we'll put you together with someone that's going to help you begin that journey of finding your place and serving effectively on our team. So don't forget, this is how you become a valued partner here at Impact Church. Firstly, join a Connect group. Get involved in what we do with small groups. So important. It's part of our core strategy for making disciples and fully devoted followers of Jesus. Join a Connect group. Secondly, complete the growth track. Stage 4, if this is the last of the courses for you, you've done it. If you've done this one prior to some of the other courses, complete the growth track, get the whole lot done, so you get the full picture of who we are as a church and the part that you can play. And then lastly, the endpoint goal for us is serving on a team. And not just for 6 months, not just for 12 months, but to find your place on team. Swap around and find various teams that you may like to be a part of. It's always good to do the journey that way. I want to thank you so much for journeying with me and with us on our growth track. I'm praying for a fruitful and flourishing experience together in God's family here at Impact Church together. And we want to welcome you to our family, and love to see you consistently involved in our Sunday gatherings, our small groups, or if you're online, see you online every week. God bless you. Thank you very much for doing this journey with us.
Wow, there you have it. You're almost done. Complete the Join a Team form in the link, and our team will be reaching out for you to get you connected and serving. If you're not yet connected in the Connect group, let us know and we'll help you find one. I can't wait to see where God is going to use you and your gifts.